the Old Spice Report. MLG marches on DC for the next Pro Circuit event. Day 9 stops by with the StarCraft 2 preview. Think you built the best map in Forge World? We want to see it. The man with the land, Mr. Joe Pinocchio, is here to talk Halo. And we'll show you what happens when an MLG intern tries to impress Chris Puckett. Wave that flag and yank your doodle. It's time for the Old Spice Report. What's up, everybody? I'm Shibby, that's Puckett, and this is the Old Spice Report.
It's a great night to tune in. We're getting prepped for DC. We'll be talking about Halo, Rock Band 3, and StarCraft 2.
That's right, and later we'll have a 6th StarCraft 2 preview from the host of Day 9 TV, Day 9. He'll visit to discuss the international showdown that's about to take place in DC.
And not only that, but last week our new intern Rob was walking around the office talking about how much he loves spicy foods. So over the weekend, we headed over to Brooklyn for the 2010 Chili Fiesta.
Dude, I saw the video. Stomach of steel, Rob. Stomach of steel.
The kid is absolutely ridiculous. You guys are going to love this piece. We'll have that later. And of course, also later, we'll be talking with the man with the land, Mr. Joe Pinocchio. We'll be talking about the LAN Network, the place where all the pros go to practice before the events. If you guys have questions for Mr. P, email them right now to us at the Old Spice Report at MLGpro.com.
But before we get into all those shenanigans, it's time for the Scope Out.
Yes!
We begin tonight with a little old school action. Sonic the Hedgehog and NBA Jam are back. That's right, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1, released today on the iPhone, with versions for other systems due in the next few days. Meanwhile, NBA Jam was released a couple days ago. Puckett, I cannot wait to play this game.
Do you know what I can't wait to do?
What?
Play as Bill Clinton. He was so nasty on the low post.
Such a smooth stroke.
Dude, unstoppable from downtown.
And he definitely knew how to get the chunky chicks.
that he did, absolutely. Can we get Monica Lewinsky off the screen? Thank you. Moving on, Call of Duty Black Ops is set to release in November, and Activision announced Tuesday that the game is going to be 3D compatible.
That's right. If you haven't seen the new customization video, it looks pretty ridiculous. The details are incredible. You can design your character basically from the ground up, adding face paint, changing your wardrobe, and you can even design the weapons.
Now, to be honest, I thought the weapon customization video was awesome, and especially this part. We noticed something very special in the video. Can we bring it up? Not this. Getting closer. There it is. Apparently, in the new Call of Duty game, you can play as a horse with a gun instead of a hoof.
Hooves?
Hooves.
Animals with weapons. You know, we've all seen this before. We all remember the catapult whales in Tecmo Super Bowl.
Or the medieval sharks in Civilization.
Or the samurai crab in Double Dragon.
How about the rocket hippos of Gears of War?
Or the laser rex in Altered Beast.
Or the Gatlin frogs in Final Fantasy.
Whoa!
Yeah!
Honestly, yeah, we just needed an excuse to draw animals and stuff.
We played with crayons all yesterday.
It was awesome.
Our job rules.
But let's face it, any game that includes animals with weapons, it's pretty much big business, and that's why Activision, we applaud you.
We applaud your efforts. But no, guys, animals aside, crayons aside, because I didn't bring with me. In all seriousness, customization in this video was awesome. They actually came out with a zombie press release, but what we really want to know here at MLG is where's the system link? Treyarch, we've been wanting to use Call of Duty on the circuit for the last 2 years. Please throw me a bone here.
Please.
Put system link in the new Black Ops game. I would love to see Call of Duty used on the show.
Well, while we're
on the circuit,
yeah, both.
All of the above.
Well, while we're on the topic of Call of Duty, next Wednesday at 9 p.m., we'll have the Modern Warfare 2 Online Pro Circuit Finals. You can check it out over at live.mlgpro.com.
And of course, we got to give a big shout out to our commentators, Fwiz and Hastro, especially Fwiz.
Fwiz, happy birthday.
Yes!
Happy birthday. Love you, buddy.
Proud of you for getting older. All right, guys, moving on. The other military game set to release on October 12th is EA's Medal of Honor, which has been the center of some controversy lately surrounding the ability the gamer has to play as the Taliban and kill U.S. coalition forces.
Military bases around the globe banned the game. After receiving a lot of heat from families and friends of fallen soldiers, EA removed the term and replaced it with the opposing forces. On Tuesday, the military announced that regardless of the changes, they would not be lifting the ban.
Ooh, pretty harsh stuff. With some more on this controversy, here is Old Spice report writer Matt Betts.
Thank you guys so much. Good to see you. Thanks for having me. So here's what happened. EA designs a game, the military bans the game, EA changes the game, and the military says doesn't matter, it's still banned. So now what does this mean for the rest of us? It means we won't be able to play as the Taliban in Medal of Honor. The good news is you'll still be able to play as the lead singer from ZZ Top, which is very important to some of us older gamers. Look, the thing that people need to remember with this is that video games aren't real. I know a lot of you out there are convinced that somewhere exists a mushroom kingdom. And to be perfectly honest, there were a few nights in college where I would have agreed. But if you're going to blame EA, you got to go back a little bit further than Medal of Honor, I think. I mean, at some point, gamers, soldiers included, by the way, wanted games that were closer to reality, and developers were happy to oblige. And little by little, we pushed the envelope until apparently we crossed the line. And it's hard to believe we just crossed it. Hard to believe that, for example, picking up a hooker in Grand Theft Auto 3 and then running her over with your car to get a refund didn't catapult us over that line a little bit sooner. It's hard to believe that someone didn't say, hey guys, I think we crossed the line back there. But it never happened. Instead, developers kept making games like GTA, Medal of Honor, and my personal favorite, Conflict Vietnam. Doesn't that sound fun? Yeah, man, let's all relive one of the worst wars in US history in video game format. You know, if like Scrabble's not getting it done on family game night, hey mom, get dad in here, he'll remember this. But even that didn't make us hesitate. Personally, I don't care if people play these games. I don't play them because I'm not much of a fighter. I've been in one fight in my life, lost, big girl, you know the story. Personally, I keep waiting for him to make Conflict Draft Dodger. Do we have a picture of a draft dodger? There he is. All right. That would be a great game and historically accurate. Level 1, your draft notice comes in the mail, but you light it on fire and go downstairs and toss it at your dad, who's like a drunk World War II vet, and he's lobbing beer bottles at your head, yelling, you're going to go fight for your country. But you're like James Vanderbeek in Varsity Blues, you know, I don't want your life, I'm a writer. But he's like an easy level 1 boss, and you get by him, then you run outside and hop in your buddy Stonesy's VW bus, and it's off to Canada or Mexico, and the whole thing's scored by the Grateful Dead. I mean, at least that would be reality. What's really sad is EA took an artistic risk, which by the way was nothing more than a reflection of a reality created by those that would not only protest, but purchase this game, and others like it. And instead of standing up for their choice, they gave in to censorship, and for what? Earlier this week, EA announced that Medal of Honor just broke the pre-sale record for the franchise, which means the only thing that this accomplished was a reduction in sales numbers on military bases, but it won't affect the number of soldiers and civilians who play this game. Puckett, Shibby?
Matt? Thanks, Matt. Moving on, guys. Gears of War 3 has been delayed. Last week, Epic Games made the announcement citing the need for more development time. The game is now set to release sometime next year.
Epic Games EP Rod Ferguson released this statement on the Epic website. Quote, this is a business decision between partners and not a quality issue. Gears 3 was on track to be the most polished Gears of War game ever, and this additional time allows us to polish it that much more before it hits shelves this fall. Or next fall, sorry.
Yeah, so Gears heads. Bad news, guys. Gonna have to wait a couple more months there.
Yeah, that's all for the Scope Out. Remember to keep those questions coming in for Mr. Pinocchio, and we'll be right back.
I just had to let that happen.
I just saved your life like 30 million times.
While that was playing, I actually was told by our segment producer, Joker, that is in fact a real video. And
100%.
That is actually Bruce Lee.
That is him. Bruce Lee doesn't do fake Puckett.
Fact.
Fact.
Joker would know.
All right. Earlier this week, MTV Games and Harmonix threw a little party celebrating the release of Rock Band 3. We went down to check it out for this week's show and tell. Shibby and Puckett here at the Rock Band premiere in New York City on the Lower East Side. You ready to rock?
So ready to rock.
Let's do this.
Done.
Oh yeah! It's good to see you again. How you doing, man?
All right, I'm here with Joel right now. Joel, can you tell me what are the big differences from Rock Band 2 to 3?
Well, the first big difference is obviously the keyboard attachment that they've added. It's pretty slick. Harmony, so now you get to sing with more than one person at a time.
Now I'm with Pete from MTV Games, and he's going to go a little bit more in depth on the Pro Guitar. So what is the Pro Guitar?
The Pro Guitar that I'm holding right here is our replica Fender Mustang made by Mad Catz. What it is a fully functional MIDI guitar, 17 frets, a button for every note for every string on every fret. So it's the closest thing you can come to getting a real guitar.
So are you going to be able to play on a pro level with all your other instruments as well?
Yes, absolutely. We are offering Rock Band Pro mode for drums, keys, bass, and guitar.
Joel, I need to know, what is your all-time favorite Rock Band song?
I can bust out Jeremy by Pearl Jam pretty damn well. Jeremy spoke here on yesterday. A little bit without a backing.
That's Joel, and he's killing it.
Last question. What do you see me and the MLG crew doing?
I can see a little Du Hast by Rammstein.
Yes, I love that song. It's going to be awesome.
I swear it's not us. It's time to read backwards.
Yeah! Old Spice Report! Rock Band 3!
We love you.
Dude, that was so much fun.
It was awesome.
Thank you, MTV and Harmonix. One of the things that we didn't show you in the video, but the thing I found the coolest was the Pro mode, like the lesson plan that they had built in there. You can actually learn how to play real instruments like the guitar using the Pro mode in the new Pro Guitar.
It's basically like Rosetta Stone, but for these musical instruments.
Yeah, little kids are going to be playing real guitars at the age of 12. It's going to be epic.
And it's going to be embarrassing.
All right, moving on. On October 15th, we're headed to DC for MLG's next Pro Circuit event. It'll be the second time that StarCraft 2 is part of the competition, and it's shaping up to be an epic international showdown. With more on the excitement surrounding StarCraft 2, here's the host of Day 9 TV, Day 9.
Hey, thanks guys. Welcome to the room of Sean Day 9 Plot here in sunny Southern California. And this is a StarCraft 2 preview for MLG's upcoming DC event. Now, when we look back at the MLG Raleigh event, there were some very surprising results. This was at a time when people considered Terran to be the strongest race by far. Almost all the notable players in the tournament were Terran. Most of the players in general in the tournament were Terran. Yet the final three for the tournament were all Protosses. Huck winning it, Huck from Canada taking first place, Kiwikaki from Canada taking second place, and Sake from Germany taking third. Zerg were also severely underrepresented in the top 8, with Slush getting to the top 8 and immediately falling out as the only Zerg remaining in the tournament. But as time has progressed, there's been a lot bigger mix of strategy. People have seen a lot of what the Korean players are doing, what a lot of the European players are doing, and people are really adapting, and a lot of those seemingly overpowered races like Terran and the seemingly underpowered races like Zerg are evening out quite a bit. when we take a look at the players to really look for at this tournament, the first player, the one player who's going to be on everyone's mind for this tournament is Idra. The American player, Greg Fields, living in Seoul, South Korea right now as an SC2 pro gamer, but also someone who spent 3 years on a professional team in South Korea playing StarCraft Brood War, has an unbelievable amount of endurance and incredible dedication to this game, and he is almost unanimously agreed upon to be one of the best players in the world, if not the current best player. He's had some lackluster performance in tournaments as of late, but again, the game is new. It really means that there's a lot of time that people still need to discover what are all the possible strategies, and of all players, Idra is the one who puts in insane amounts of hours, really dedicates himself to the game, and really by now, he's going to be an almost unstoppable force for a lot of people who've been relying mainly on gimmicks up to this point. Of course, Huck, the Protoss player from Canada, still another notable player to watch. You're going to start seeing a theme in a lot of the players who are players to look out for, and that they do work incredibly, incredibly hard. For instance, Huck has been the #1 or 2 ranked player on the entire US server, in fact, in the entire world, consistently over the last several weeks. He's recently dropped down a bit because he got an account on the Europe server and has also reached the top 10 rating on the Europe server. Has 2 accounts, has played almost 1,000 games between the 2 of them, and is one of the few players to maintain an over 70% win rate on the ladder across multiple servers. So again, total workhouse, recently joined Team Liquid, is flying out to Korea to play professionally. Definitely another player to look for. And of course, Europe is getting well represented in this tournament as well. The most notable European is the Protoss player, White Ra, who, though he speaks absolutely incomprehensible English, is the most entertaining person to interview. He's always really confident, hands on his hips, making direct eye contact, and a very passionate gamer. He's one of the oldest gamers. I believe he is 34 and has recently been married. So, though he'll probably have to back off on the mass gaming, he still is well known for playing 40, 50 games a day, multiple days in a row, with absolutely no complaints. A total machine. And of course, there are some players who didn't get seeded into this tournament. Idra, Huck, White Ra, other notable players like Kathan, Luck, Kiwi Kaki, all getting seeds into this tournament or invites into this tournament. But there are a subsection of players who did have to buy their own ticket in, because MLG does have an open format for this tournament. And amazingly enough, even though those ended up getting sold out in like 20 seconds, Kawhi Rice, an American Terran player, very timid in real life, but incredibly fierce in SC2, managed to get his own ticket, so he will definitely be showing up at the event. Very excited to see a good mix of all the different races, a lot of different styles, and in particular, a lot of different people from all over the world. So that about wraps it up for me. Main player, I think, who's going to win, definitely a lot of other people. Going to put my money on Idra. So thanks so much for tuning in, and back to you guys.
I'm totally pumped for Idra as well, dude. I want to see him play. It's going to be exciting to have him in DC.
Dude, Canadians, Koreans, and Ukrainians, this is going to be a freaking awesome, awesome StarCraft 2 tournament. Can't wait to see White Ra play. And of course, Day 9, awesome segment. Thanks so much for joining us on the show. Make sure you guys check out Day 9's the daily, what is it, Daily Day 9? Yeah, that's going on tonight. Day 9 Daily at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, day9.tv.
That's right, and it should be a great show down in DC. But we're going to head to a quick commercial break. But just a little reminder, keep sending in those questions for Mr. Pinocchio. People often ask us what it's like to work with video games for a living, and to tell the truth, it's pretty sweet. You know, I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely awesome. But it's not just the games. We work with some pretty awesome people, especially the funny ones.
That's right. We got a lot of jokesters in the office. But, you know, we're also fortunate to be surrounded by a group of interns who will do just about anything to impress us.
That they will. And last week, our intern Rob was walking around bragging about how much he loves spicy food. So last weekend, we decided to take him out to Brooklyn for the 2010 Chili Fiesta and see just how much spicy food he could handle for our newest segment I like to call Interntainment. What's up, guys? It's Puckett out in Brooklyn for the 2010 Chili Fiesta. Rob, our intern, he said he likes spicy food. Let's find out how much he likes it. We have found the world's hottest pepper. What is this pepper?
It's called Boot Jolokia, or its real name, Ghost Pepper. It is the hottest pepper in the world, rated by the Guinness Book of World Records in 2007.
This is what I look forward to. It's fine at the moment, but I feel like it's starting to catch up to me. My nose is starting to burn a little bit.
You want to do another one?
Sure thing. Double or nothing. Let's do it.
For real?
How you feeling right now?
Catch up to me.
It's been about 5 minutes since you ate the first pepper. Then you ate a second pepper, and you just ate the third pepper.
He actually had a nibble of it, dropped it on the ground, and I picked it up and ate the rest of it. And I'm still feeling pretty strong. My gums are tingling in my jaw. That's not normal. I feel like my lymph nodes are starting to light up. My hands are starting to like flare up just from holding it.
All right, so Rob just ate 3 ghost peppers, and we found some helpful strangers who have some solutions to his burning problems. We have Bella. Bella, what do you have for him?
Ranch dressing.
And Sean, what is the best in your opinion?
Factory skim milk.
Put on my wrist.
Obviously. So we found some chocolates with some peppers in it. Can you tell us about it?
I've got a hot chocolate that's spiced, but it's BYO cup because I'm out of cups.
If I lay down on the ground, would you give me like a 10-second pump if just the chocolate going right into my mouth?
Of course.
All right, the sun is coming down here in the garden. It looks like that's about it for us here at the Chili Fiesta. Rob still loves spicy food.
Rob, I'm impressed. That was good. To be honest, Puckett, did you take it easy on him?
You know, I tried, but he was just too willing. Rob was willing to do everything. It was almost no fun to try and make this entertainment segment. But actually, after we did the whole pepper thing, he did attempt a gallon challenge. You want to see what happened?
Yeah, how'd that go?
Let's show it. There it is. Rob Hamilton, everybody.
God, Rob, on the behalf of everyone on the Old Spice Report, I'd like to thank you for the entertainment that you provided.
And I definitely want to thank Mimi Kim for allowing me to show that puke. Love you, Mimi. All right, guys, that brings us to this week's Twitter question. We want to know, what would you do to get a job at MLG?
And show us your tweets. The winner will receive this awesome MLG DC t-shirt.
First time ever seen it.
Yep, first time ever seen it.
And not only that, we got some more Get Some Gear Lids hats. And on top of that, Shibby, what else are we giving out tonight?
Very special drawings that we drew. It's going to be awesome. They're autographed. We'll frame them for you.
You can have the frog with the Gatlin nipples. You guys can't see it there, but trust me, it's awesome. All right, done. Just
Done.
get this out of
Okay.
here. All right. Moving on, at our next event in DC, MLG will host the first Halo Reach Combine. MLG senior game tester Kill KC has been hard at work coming up with the first round of game types and rules. I had a chance to sit down with KC earlier this week and talk about Halo Reach and what he's been doing in the Forge world. Let's check it out.
Yes.
What's up, guys? We're here in the game testing corner. I'm Puckett here with MLG's senior game tester Kill KC. Casey, next week we have the Doritos Combine and our first opportunity to see players competing with the first round of settings that you created.
Yeah, that wasn't a question.
What are some of the things you're looking out for in DC at the Doritos Combine?
Biggest thing we'll be looking out for is see how the DMR plays out. We want to know if people are going to be shooting it slow, taking their time, caring about the bloom, or they're just going to blast away with it. So that'll be really important. Also, map flow, see if all the maps have movement, people aren't camping too much, stuff like that.
You guys have been playing around with a lot of different things for the second round, the second version of settings. What are some of the things you've been tweaking?
We're basically starting from scratch, going back to the drawing board. Every decision we made is under reevaluation. We're looking at different speeds, damage, starting weapons, different armor abilities, everything.
All right, now what are your thoughts on the map so far? Obviously, the maps that came straight out of the box, not ideal for competitive play.
Yeah, I would agree. The good thing we have here is Forge World. People are going to be able to design a lot of pretty neat maps. Yeah, so we're going to open up map submissions now, so people can start sending us their maps, and we'll start evaluating them to put them on the circuit or, feature them online.
You're asking people from the community to create a certain type of map, and what is that first one going to be?
First one we're looking for is a small arena symmetrical map, something that we can use for flag, ball, slayer, bomb, anything we want.
So basically, you guys are looking for a midship type map.
Yeah, something very versatile.
All right. So, and do you have any advice to the guys before they start forging?
Make a good map.
Make a good map. I think that's it for us here in the game testing corner. Let's head back over to the studio.
Very cool stuff. To help entice our forges out there, in this first round of submissions, the Old Spice Report will be giving out a pair of Astro Gaming 830 headphones to the winner.
That's right.
That's right. So get
Small,
those submissions coming in ASAP.
Beautiful, comfortable, awesome. All right, guys, coming up, we'll talk with Mr. Joe Pinocchio, the man with the land. If you guys have questions, make sure to keep them coming. Email them right now, oldspicereport@mlgpro.com.
And coming up, we'll check in with D-Mac. He went out to California for some pre-DC LAN action. We'll check in with him after the break.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Wyclef. What's up to the Old Spice Report? One love.
Last week in Santa Monica, California, Red Bull hosted a 3-team LAN in preparation for our next event in DC. D-Mac was on hand to catch all the action for the Old Spice Report.
Last weekend, we got to take a close look at Carbon, Warriors, and Status Quo. It was a big weekend for Warriors and Carbon, especially as both teams are on the bubble and in contention for our final 2 spots in our national championship. The LAN was great, very competitive, and everybody had a great time, but it seemed to be more about competition than it did about Halo the entire weekend.
You know, outside of just the Halo tournament, we had to find other tournaments to participate in as well. So what better way to do a little friendly competition than jump on billiard sticks and show them what I'm about. Oh, it's about to go down. What they really don't know is I am a shark. They just don't know yet. Hold on, that's not gonna work. 1 second. Oh, the camera was on. No! Oh my God! That was incredible! I'm here with Status Quo right now, and they're taking a little break. And things got a little too competitive with them on the Halo field, so what they decided to do is take it to the foosball table. Watch out! Wow. It's getting intense here. Oh! Oh! And it works in Status Quo's favor. Tie game here. Oh my God! Enable and Flamesword take themselves as the champions. Status Quo, we got on the foosball table. We got on the pool table with Carbon. But Warriors, they're a little younger, so they like to do things that are a little more fun. So we decided to do a rolling chair race. Oh no! God! I'm not happy with this second place finish. I'm actually very disappointed in myself.
Overall, we had a lot of fun out in Santa Monica. They practiced a lot of Halo, but we got to have some fun. Even got to get in the booth with the rest of the crew. The whole experience was great, and look out for all of these teams come tournament time, as they'll all be ready for DC.
All right, thanks, Donish. And we would crush those SQ kids in foosball.
It wouldn't even be a challenge.
Too easy. All right, guys, keep those questions coming in and keep those tweets coming in as well. We'll be back in just a break. Earlier, we asked you to tweet and tell us, what would you do to get a job at MLG? And it looks like the winning tweet is coming in from Spudsky, who says, I would give Puckett's grandma a sponge bath to work at MLG.
Grandma Jean.
Grandma Jean would absolutely love that, Spudsky.
Wow.
Grandpa Vern, not so much.
Well, congratulations, Spudsky. Out-DR'd him a couple of times the other night.
I out-DMR'd him the other night.
That's right. All right, well, we're now joined by Mr. Joe Pinocchio, the owner of the LAN Network, where Halo 3 pros go to practice before events. Mr. P, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Mr. P down at the LAN Network. Now, for those of you guys tuning in for the first time, you don't know what the LAN Network's all about. Mr. Pinocchio has a full LAN center in his basement. The best pro teams from around the country fly out there to practice. Mr. P, I know you have something awesome going down this weekend. What's up?
We have a 6-team LAN here. We've got 6 of the top teams in MLG going to be here. They're already here, actually. They're warming up a little bit. We're going to get ready to start in 2 hours. We have Triggers Down, Straight Rippin', Final Boss, Instinct, Dynasty. It's going to be an incredible, and Carbon as well. Carbon just got here a little while ago.
And Mr. P, I think the one thing that is on everyone's mind is what compelled you to create a fully functioning LAN center in your basement?
I don't know. People think I'm crazy, but honestly, it kind of snowballed. We went from having a winter LAN, then to a summer LAN, and then we said, hey, let's have a 1-team LAN, and then a 3-team LAN. Now we're up to 6. So it's getting pretty crazy, but we love every minute of it over here.
Totally. And Mr. P, your son Tots is actually on Triggers Down, the team that finished 3rd at our last event in Raleigh. Now, I know Tots and crew were crushing at the 3-team LAN last weekend. How do you expect them to play this weekend?
You know, I think that they're going to be a real tough team. As long as we keep ourselves in the game and not get out of it and start arguing amongst each other, I think that we are definitely a team to beat. I honestly think when we're playing on all cylinders, we are the team to beat. So, you know, that's my opinion. I may be a little biased, but that's, you know, my opinion.
All right, absolutely. And speaking of opinions, I know you actually got something brand new running. It's fantasy voting for Halo. I don't know how you guys are able to compile all the stats and do it on the fly, but it seems to be working out pretty well. If you had the #1 draft pick, which player would you pick up first?
I think in fantasy, I think my first pick would have to be Ogre 2. I'm a big Ogre 2 fan, and Ogre 2 does a lot that people don't realize. He's a point machine on all ends.
Totally, man. Yeah, Shivy loves Ogre too. Mr. P, I got a couple more questions, and then we'll get to questions from the audience. First off, we're going into DC next weekend. Do you have any predictions? Who's taking 1st and 2nd?
You know, I've got the top 3, and I'm going to have to stick with Final Boss, Triggers Down, and Instinct. I mean, these 3 teams stayed together. They're 3 of the only, you know, some of the only teams that stayed together, top teams, and they're tough. Their teamwork's very good. I mean, these 3 teams are going to be very difficult to knock off in DC.
Alrighty, well, I think we're just going to go ahead and skip straight to the fan questions. The first one is coming from Jose. What do you have in mind for the future of the LAN Network?
We've got a lot of things. We're going to be doing an interactive fantasy, which is going to be pretty cool, where people could be online and actually picking and predicting teams and games that they think are going to win. They're going to accumulate points. There's so much that, you know, we don't have enough time to discuss everything, but we're all excited about it over here.
All right, and last question. This one coming from Spazza. What made you come to the decision to get so involved with your son's interest in gaming, and are you happy with your decision up to this point?
Yeah, Spazzo. Good question. I'm very happy. In fact, I love everything I do. I love every event that I go to. I love all these LANs that we do. I'm an MLG junkie right now. I can't get enough of it, and I think my wife's in the same boat. So we're on for the ride. Hopefully it takes us into a good spot. We're excited about it, though.
All right, Joe, I think that is going to do it here. I can't wait to see you. I'm actually hopping on a plane with Anton Joker. We'll be seeing you tomorrow afternoon for the whole 6-team LAN. If you guys want to watch it, you can do it online at thelandnetwork.com. Joe Pinocchio, thanks so much for joining the show.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, guys, and I think that is going to do it for this show. We're going to be back, not next week, and we'll be in D.C., but we'll be back October 28th with a very special Halloween episode.
Oh, man.
Costumes galore.
You do not want to miss this one. All right, and finally, tonight, we leave you with some more stuff we found on the computer. Good night, everybody.
Everything I'll ever do, I do for you. And I go la 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 la. She's got the look.
Spoiler study.
I do for you. And I go la la.